diagnosis to me, but then again, my idea of medical intervention is holding up my bleeding hand until it stops and julienning single-handed so that the sous chef doesn't yell at me. You're in the workforce now, the nurse went on. That's a very stressful transition. High school was stressful, I snorted. A restaurant kitchen is spa-like compared to this place. I don't feel more anxious than I was before. He just smiled at that sadly and patted my knee. A little patronizing, but I'm the 19-year-old who went to her old high school because I'm taking too many unplanned naps, so... Wasn't as bad as it would have been if I had gone straight to my parents. My mom would have a million things to say about my lifestyle and those restaurant hours aren't good for you. Why can't you just consider going to college? But that wouldn't even be the worst part. No. If I tell my mom and dad that I'm having an unusually difficult time staying awake, they'll make me go see their doctors. Their special doctors. And I just don't want a bunch of people poking and prodding at me to see if I burst into flames. I'm nearly 20. If I were atypical, we'd know by now. Or my mom would have had a vision about it. Something would have happened. But no, instead I have to be the one person in my family with a normal human ailment. And I just couldn't stand the disappointed looks when the atypical doctors tell my parents I just have extreme anxiety or narcolepsy or whatever other boring non-superpowered thing I might have. So we'll give this dream journal thing a shot. There's a door in the middle of the void. It isn't shaped like a door, doesn't have a handle or a frame, but I know that's what it is. Light seeps through the cracks around its curved edges, and I can feel a breeze, crisp and clean, flowing through from the other side. I walk toward it, my feet tracking over something solid, even if there's no floor beneath my feet, wanting to see what's on the other side. The light fades, and I wake up. August 27th, 2016. Describing dreams is hard. Not to mention, usually mind-numbingly boring, even if the only person you're describing them to is yourself. The edges of that void are getting clearer with each sleep. But trying to picture it, the look of the place, the way it makes me feel, is like trying to catch light in my hands. Writing has never exactly been my strength. Neither has talking, if I'm honest. I'm at my best in the kitchen, moving silently through my routine or having orders barked at me by chef and frantically prepping the mise en place. Restaurant communication is the kind of talking I can get behind. Efficient, straightforward, with no expectations around politeness or socializing. It's not that I'm an antisocial person, it's just that I'd much rather spend my time laser-focused on mastering a brunoise or getting the perfect rise on dinner rolls than trading stories with a bunch of people I'm squeezed into a kitchen with day after day. I meant it when I told the nurse that a high-paced restaurant environment was more relaxing than high school. I was never into the school part of school very much. Too active and impatient to sit and focus on a lecture or a test. And I barely talked to the other students, too afraid of being made fun of for being chubby and gay, or, even worse, somehow revealing my family's secret. To my classmates' credit, I never was teased for anything. I mostly wasn't noticed at all. Sometimes it feels like that in my family, I skate by unnoticed except on the rare days like today when my mom takes too much notice of my life choices. I just wish you would save some of that hyper-focused energy for things unrelated to food, she'd said as I was cooking dinner tonight. Last night? It's 3 a.m., so whatever. But I like food, I said, hoping that'd be enough to end this conversation. It wasn't. You don't only like food, she said, and I braced myself for a list. You like rollerblading and Lord of the Rings and girls. Oh my God, Mom, you're making me sound like an 11-year-old boy. I had to speak up to be heard over the sizzle of the metric ton of wet spinach I just dumped into the hot pan in front of me, dampening the delicious smell of garlic already in the pan. There's nothing wrong with your interest, she sniffed. I know that, I rolled my eyes, but none of those things translate to a career. I'm not going to be a professional rollerblader or Silmarillion scholar or, well, I guess I could translate liking girls into a career.